What's going on, guys? It's John over here, and I am at my office, Lifestyle Young Realty Inc., and it's 10 o'clock at night, but I am just so excited to share with you what's happening with the market here in Toronto for May 2019. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the sales activity. So one thing we're noticing is that the sales activities are trending upwards. One of the key points that we could mention is that the weather's getting better, so people are more inclined to shop, buy, and see different types of houses. This is happening for all types of properties, not just for detached, but also for semi-detached, townhouses, and condominiums as well. But for detached houses, we're noticing that it has growing the sales activity at the fastest rate. It's growing at a 21.9%, which is very, very, very high. And the reason why this could be is because detached house prices have been cooling for the past couple of months, and we're noticing that at this value, people might be looking to buy more detached houses, and as it's growing throughout the time. The next thing I want to share with you is the average price. So the average price is going up steadily and modestly, and they've been increasing for all properties as well, but they've been growing and making small gains. And what we're predicting is that something's happening is the market is balancing itself out. So from the Toronto Real Estate Board, I got some charts and graphs that's going to show you the different prices that we're seeing all across Toronto and Ontario. So here's the market watch from the Toronto Real Estate Board, and what the Toronto Real Estate Board does is that they release a report to show you what the real estate activities have been going through each and every month. So this is the month for April 2019, and it shows you the stats based on the sales activity, the average price, the year-over-year summary, and they also break it down by major home types. One of the great things that they do is they like to also break it down between different regions and communities as well. So I'm going to scroll down to quickly show you what kind of regions they cover. So if you look at the left-hand column, you see that they also cover regions such as Halton region, Peel region, York region, Durham region, and also different types of counties. The great thing that I like to also look at is the community. So in Toronto, which is a very large population and where most of the things are happening, is that they also have different communities. So if you want to look up which community you'll fall under, you can look up the type of code and see the number of sales within your community, dollar volume, average price, median price, and new listings as well. So in any case, I like to go back, and what I like to look at over here is the number of sales and the average price based on major home types. So over here you can see that they separate in the left hand column with detached, semi-detached, townhouse, and condo apartments. But one thing you'll also notice is that under sales and also average price is they also separated between the 416 and the 905 region. So if you want to know what the 416 and 905 represent, I have a little picture right here that shows you what the 416 and the 905 covers. So anything on the red, which is pretty much Toronto, would be the 416. Anything in the yellow would be the 905 region. So TREB only covers the yellow and the red, as this is the board that they'll fall under. If you want to find anything else outside of the yellow and red, you'll have to look at which board it falls under and to see what kind of stats they release for those areas. So back to the sales and average price, what I've done is I took in these monthly stats and I generated a scope of what's happening with the real estate market. So I created this Excel file, which is the 2019 real estate market, and I dated it back from January to April. This is just give you a little understanding of what's kind of happening with the past couple of months. I do have stats for further back, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick idea of what's happening with the real estate market for detached, semi-detached, townhouse, and condo apartments in the last 4 months. So one thing you'll notice is that for the number of sales activity, and for the chart it will represent these ones in the blue, is that it's been steadily going up for the last 4 months, and April 2019 is where the highest number of sales activity has been occurring. In the red would represent the average sale prices, and one thing you also notice is very similar to what's happening with the number of sales is that the average prices are at the highest, except for semi-detached where it's kind of lower and had a higher average sale price in February 2019. So by looking at these graphs and these figures, you can generate an idea of what cycle we fall under in the real estate market. So if you want to see what cycle graph that we have is I have a picture right here that shows you the real estate market cycle. So right here in the cycle we can see that it goes up, down, and then up again. And right now what we understood based on the previous stats that we had is that the peak for detached houses was in 2017 right over here. And after that we noticed that with all the news regards to stress tests and a lot of government intervention with interest rates rising is that we've been seeing a correction
where prices have been falling, and then we hit the contraction where prices were below the last trough, and we noticed that we're slowly going towards a recovery. Because if you look at the last Excel graph that I created, we're seeing that the prices are rising, and also the sales activity has been rising as well. So I believe that we're kind of in the recovery slash expansion phase, but only the graph will show, because like I said earlier, the market is balancing itself out. So this is how you can use graphs, sales, data to understand what's happening in the real estate market cycle. But please keep in mind that based on which home type there is, they will have a different type of cycle as well. So I believe that this that I was just explaining to you would be more fall under detached home sale prices, and also for the number of sales activity. But if you wanted to know more about what's happening with the other home types such as condos, townhouses, please hit the comment below. Let me know, because with this video I just wanted to keep it short to give you a general idea of what's happening with the real estate market based on the charts and data that I created, and also for the cycle that I'm showing you right now.
So overall, we've been noticing an increase in sales activity and also for the average sale prices here in Toronto for May 2019. And one thing I want to mention is that we predict that this will continue to happen throughout the summer, but within small gains. This is not what we're going to experience what we saw in 2017 with the skyrocket prices, the bidding wars, the offer presentations, and people buying up way above asking price. So the other thing I want to mention is that the federal election that's coming in fall 2019 may play an impact on which direction this goes, whether it trends more upwards or downwards. So keep in tune with that. So that's the real estate market update for May 2019. Guys, I'm going to do a monthly update on letting you guys know what's happening with the real estate market here in Toronto. But if you guys want me to check out different areas all across Ontario, hit that comment right below. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and make sure you follow and subscribe, as I'm excited to share you guys what's happening in the Toronto real estate market.